Let's look at the teams now for you. And first of all, the New Zealand side with 2 changes from last week, and first test today for number 12 Kieran Kane of Canterbury, and first test match today for the man from the far north, Mike Burgoyne, number 6. Apart from that, the New Zealand team remains the same as that which won the first international last Saturday by 18 points to 9. The Pumas have made just 1 change in their lineup for this match, with Ernesto Ure coming in on the side of the scrum, also in the number 6 jersey, playing his first major international. He's the man Nicky Gonzalez del Sola told us, 2 meters tall and just 20 years of age, a very promising player who's played well on this tour. The back line the same as for last Saturday, with perhaps a surprise, the retention of Suarez Gache. And the back line, interestingly enough, is the same from Porta out through the 3 quarters. Capoletti, Madero, Lafreda, Campo and Sanso. The same back line that the All Blacks saw play an England 15 late last year at Twickenham. And that occasion that was the highlight of the Pumas tour, and they drew 13 all. So the Pumas' policy of playing their top players seems to work so far. The players have survived and come through to play the 2 major internationals of a tour some 8 months later. Teams are not being brought out till the very last moment here at Athletic Park because of the wind conditions. The touch judge coming across to the near side is Graham Harrison, who was the referee of the first international last Saturday at Dunedin. And looking after the other side will be Warwick Bringens, another highly ranked Wellington referee.
To the teams printed in your program for the New Zealand 15, and for Argentina, only 1 change in the reserve, where number 18, Jordan Cameroon, is not playing, and Henry Saints playing number 18, Juan Pablo Pichardo.
Pumas have made a late change in their reserves. George Gawalus is not playing, and here they come. Dave Loveridge and Hugo Porta leading their teams onto a windy Athletic Park. Porta, followed by Suarez Gache. Travaglini, and the old man, they call him, with the sweatband, Hector Silva, 35 years of age. There's big Gabriel Travaglini. There's Alejandro Iacchetti, the man who surely is one of the biggest men ever to play rugby in this country. 6 feet 8 inches tall and 19 stone 4. That's big. And just 21 years of age. So the anthems have been played. The match about to begin, and in the first half New Zealand are going to play with that very strong southerly at their back. Look, number 6 Mike Burgoyne, you see in centre screen, playing his first international from Awanui in the far north. Man who won the game for New Zealand last week, Richard Wilson, 5 penalty goals. He'll be kicking with it in the first half. Second international begins with referee Tom Ducey of Canterbury's whistle. Ball skidding away across the wet turf here at Athletic Park in Wellington. A strong southerly wind favouring the All Blacks in the first 40 minutes. Controversial figure at the front of the line out, John Ashworth, marking Enrique Rodriguez. Number 4 is John Fleming, jumping at number 2. Back to Suarez Gache to Porta. Let's see how he goes into the wind. And that's a very good kick indeed. He made 25 metres there, kicking into the wind, and that'll be good gain indeed, with the wind gusting in 25 to 30 knots, as it will be, it seems, throughout this match. Peter Sloan, deflected by Ashworth. This is Perez Cobo. Come to Loveridge. Peterson has him. Number 7, Thomas Peterson. Number 9, Dave Loveridge, the New Zealand captain today. can see the height advantage that Yeketi has, even against a man as tall as John Fleming. Porta, they're going to run it. Madero. Oh, what a good pass. Straight out to number 11, Capoletti, on the left wing. Loveridge covering. Big kick using the wind. Sansot. It did not cross the touch line. It went touch in goal. Drop out from the 22. This man will be a vital figure in the match, I'm sure. Number 10, Hugo Porta, who's played every match on the tour. Kicks out, curling about in the breeze. So let's look at the numbers for you from the back. Kenny Stewart, number 7. Murray Mexted, number 8. 6 for the Pumas. Ernesto Ure. Number 3 for New Zealand, Barry Thompson in the blocking position. Sloan through. 5 metres out. Porta. Line-out ball in the first half with the wind so strong is bound to favour the Pumas, because if it bounces about on the fingers, it'll blow their way. See that one? Not a clean catch, but clearly bouncing with the wind across to the Pumas side. Suarez Gache. Loveridge. That was good work by Peter Sloan. Eddie Dunn. Here's Kieran Kane for the first time. Gary Cunningham. 10 metres out. Good strong beginning by the All Blacks. Here's Gary Cunningham, his 4th game in the All Blacks shirt today. Communication between the backs. Scrum very close to the Pumas line. Loveridge on the narrow side to Fraser. Taken by Travaglini, number 4. Support for Fraser out on the right wing there. Was just a little slow getting across. So Fraser on his home ground today just couldn't quite find someone to pass to. Peter Sloan to Ashworth. So far the New Zealand team have not cleanly won a line-out in the first 5 minutes of play. So it's all very well having the wind at your backs, but it does not help in getting line-out possession unless you catch it cleanly with 2 hands. Suarez Gache. Oh, Porter tried to deflect it on to Madero. That's Lofredo. Marcelo Lofredo touches it down. So another good chance. That's the goal line there. The lines are not clearly marked here at Athletic Park. Possibly it was too heavy for the groundsman to make the painting, but you can see it in the cut section. Mexted trying to stretch out. Kenny Stewart there. Both the flankers were there. Loveridge. Knock on by Wilson. So Wilson up. Just an indication that even in the wind, the All Blacks might want to try a few tricks through their backs. There was little or no back play last Saturday of note from the New Zealand team. Alfredo Suarez Gache. Good scrum by New Zealand that time. Making heavy work. Oh, Fraser nearly got the intercept. Capoletti. Well, Fraser was through there like a rocket and very nearly got the intercept. He looks sharp today. Bernie Fraser, right wing. So that's where most of the game's been played. Right there, Nicola propping on the near side. Loveridge to Dunn. Fraser. Loveridge. Goal line there. Taken by the old man, Silva. What a good catch. Hector Silva must be the most experienced in terms of years at the top, playing the game in the world today. He toured South Africa in 1965 with the Pumas on their first ever overseas tour. And here we are 14 years later, Hector Silva still in the Pumas lineup, and possibly going to be one of the rare people who play rugby through 3 decades, the 60s, the 70s, and if he can hang on, into the 80s as well. At the 22, Yaketi has it. That's Ernesto Ure giving Barry Thompson a bit of a tough time in there. And that's a penalty against Perez Cobo. And by the gesture of, it looked like he used the knee. You see Tom Ducey making it again. Let's look and see if we can see in the replay. Number 2, Nicole it was. There's lots of punching there from Ernesto Ure. And look for number 2. Yes, quite definitely. A good ruling there by Tom Ducey. The knee was used by the hooker, Javier Perez Cobo. So there he is. Just a short man. Only 5 feet 7.5, dwarfed by his locking teammate Alejandro Yaketi. So that's the first penalty of the match after 9 minutes. Wasn't a bad effort by Richard Wilson. Just away. Porta kicking out of the water. That's Bernie Fraser. Dunn. Forward. Back for a forward pass. I think the crowd's reaction here is they might have thought one of those charges against Eddie Dunn was late, not ruled by Tom Ducey. Suarez Gache, 10 minutes gone, no score. Porta, low, good gain again. Pumas coming out of their own half for the first time in the match. Halfway on the left, you cannot see any 10-metre mark. It's just guesswork. John Ashworth, John Fleming, Enrique Rodriguez. Ken Stewart looked ahead of that kick. And that's Marcelo Campo. Another one of these Puma backs who've retained their position. This is Marcelo Campo, only 22 years of age. Playing all 8 games on tour so far. Slow throws. Thomas Peterson. Suarez Gache. Peterson on the deck. Thomas Peterson. Thrown down into the Athletic Park mud. Not a pleasant experience. Kicked through onto the New Zealand side for a tight head. Mexted off. Ran the narrow side well. Martin Sanso coming across. Started the tour brilliantly. He's been off the boil a little through shoulder problems in the last couple of matches. But an outstanding player, Martin Sanso. Won't be much of a day really for Murray Mexted. Down at the back of the line out. Kieran Kane had a shot from a drop kick, skidded away. Kieran Kane, international debut for the All Blacks today, ex-St Bede's College in Christchurch, ex-Otago University, now Canterbury University, Canterbury Rugby Supporters Player of the Year last year, 1978. Charge down. Ball did not cross the 22. Scrum with New Zealand ball. I think someone might have been ahead of that kick at the 22. That's against Dave Loveridge. Free kick, not in straight. Porta. Ashworth jumping against Rodriguez at the front. I think New Zealand have got many more jumpers in the line than the Pumas. Ashworth deflected that one. Heard Tom Ducey's words, knock on. Problem with Ernesto Ure. Tom Ducey and Hugo Porta in some discussion. That was interesting. Tom Ducey there saying no more. Now, I wonder if he's talking there about rough play. It could have been an incident there with Ernesto Ure. However, let's not take that as gospel. That's what he said, though. This is Murray Maxted, and it takes 3 to get him off the park. On the ground where he's made his big reputation in provincial play, Murray Maxted. Vance Stewart in the middle there, hasn't had much chance to jump. He's number 5. Blue onto the Pumas side, Suarez Gache. Porta. Where's that gone? It's going straight back from where it came. That's the Wellington howler at its best. John Ashworth smothering Campo, who did not attempt to roll clear, so is penalised, and this one is handier. Let's look at that again. You'll see number 14, Marcelo Campo, taken in the tackle and then made no attempt to roll clear. Penalty. Richard Wilson. He'll have a difficult view of this one because there is a problem when there is no one sitting in the terraces at the back because the crossbar's hard to see. You see that they've painted it in the kind of a yellow and black colours to make it stand out for the kickers kicking to that end when the ground is empty. We know, of course, we didn't expect it to be empty on an international day, but that's the end facing the Wellington howler. So it's hard for Richard Wilson to see and to judge just where that crossbar is, but it's hard for him to place the ball too, it seems, or get it held. Kenny Stewart to help. Time gone, 16 minutes. It's curled around the post. It looked like it went over, but ruled that it curled around the side. A good kick too. That's 2 good ones by Wilson. It's very hard to judge the wind here at Athletic Park. Not even the regulars who kick here week in, week out in club play could do much better than that. Porter kicks out. That's Vance Stewart. Suarez Gache wrapped up. Well rucked, Loveridge. I think that Dave Loveridge might be getting just a little concerned. His team's been on the field now for nearly a quarter of the match, and no points with that win behind them, and not having really looked like scoring a try yet. Tapped by Vance Stewart. Loveridge was well and truly caught. And the Pumas, John Ashworth had it in there. They looked like they were going to win the maul for a while. Ashworth propping against Nicola on the near side. Hugo Nicola. "25 metres out. Silva, Capoletti, Richard Wilson. That'll be good. No, he couldn't swing it back in midfield. Richard Wilson, 26 years of age. His 11th game for New Zealand today. 134 points. New Zealand backs in attacking formation. For Perez Corbo's throw. Win on the New Zealand side to Vance Stewart, number 5. There it is. Ernesto Ure. What a nice little dribble there. Soccer fashion. He's ruled offside. So this will be a shot as well. That's Ernesto Ure. Third shot at goal for Wilson. Yes, sir. Tom Ducey ruling Ure there too soon. Just on 40 metres out. New Zealand on the board first in the match. With that penalty to Richard Wilson, who's on form again, it would seem, with his kicking. 2 good early attempts, and then that one gold. 3-0. Pumas have this keenness to get back in the action. They often offend by getting in front of the kicker. This time they're away. Fairly taken well by John Fleming. Eddie Dunn. He's a very skillful player. Kicked that over his head. This is Porta. Mixted. He's got away from him. Hugo Porta. 22-metre line. Good run. Perez Corbo offside. Javier Perez Corbo. Now the Pumas can have no quibbles with these decisions. They were a little upset last week at the penalty count against them. Sanso. Drop out from the 22. Well, Porter having a run that time for the real first time we've seen him run in this match. Got away from 2 or 3 tacklers too. It's Mike Burgoyne. Barry Thompson covering the ball for Loveridge. Away to Dunn. And again, soccer skills, which we see just about every game from the Pumas. That time a fly kick out on the full by Sanso. "20 minutes, first half. New Zealand 3. Penalty goal to Richard Wilson. Lineouts favouring the Pumas 6-3. Cleanly won ball. Burgoyne. That was Mexted that got the tap. It's John Fleming. Big John Fleming. The man they call Bones. That's his nickname. Locking the scrum with Vance Stewart, number 5. Kenny Stewart on the near flank. Well, that warms the heart of a few chilly people here at the ground. Capoletti. I think he was out over there. Touched the line. Ruled out. Suarez Gache. The wind has got stronger, in fact, I think, in the last few minutes. Must be having one of the 30-knot gusts that we were promised right now. It's blowing that ball about. Well controlled, pulled down by Porta. 12 is Madero. That's Rafael Madero, this outstanding young 21-year-old. Turning scrum. Pumas have got the loose head here. Eddie Dunn coming up close. Ten metres from the Pumas line. Suarez Gache lost it. Yes, and knocked it forward. Well, many people said he was to blame last week. Suarez Gache. Loveridge, it's in. Now that could be against Peter Sloan. Yes, it is. Porta. Oh, well taken, Sanso. And that's as good a way to get it up the touchline as any, to tap it to yourself and make that initial run, because in this wind you're not going to be able to kick it much further. And that was good play by Porta and Sanso. "12 metres, Pumas territory." That's where the match has been played, on the far side. Short one, John Ashworth took it. Loveridge to Dunn. Kane getting through. Capoletti to Cunningham. Got the field ahead of him. And the speed, Gary Cunningham. Take that one back to the high kick through by Eddie Dunn after the pass from Loveridge, and pressure put on the catcher, who was Adolfo Capoletti. Now he came across covering the fullback, but he lost it. Cunningham got it. The try was born there, and he just ran and ran for that corner flag. Sansot favouring his shoulder in the dive. Try for Gary Cunningham, his first for the All Blacks. Oh, yes. On target, on form, 9-0. So that's the first try of this mini-series between the Pumas and the All Blacks. None last week. And of course, that's the first try the All Blacks have scored in an international since Eden Park, because remember, they never got one in Sydney either. Murray Mexted. However, don't be complacent, because 9 points is going to be not enough, I would say, with the wind with the Pumas in the second half. They can fire the drop kicks over and the penalties. So more needed. Mexted going down to the back. He's second off. Ken Stewart off the back, and Mike Burgoyne jumping at number 6. Thomas Peterson. Ernie Fraser. That's Ernie Fraser, good kick through. chased it hard. Forced Campo's kick out on the far side. So lineouts 8-4 to the Pumas. They're still getting much more than the All Blacks. Now advantage being played here for a throw-in that's not straight. Well, the Pumas were kicking it through. That might have been ruled as their advantage, but Tom Ducey instead has brought them back. Porta, a nice little kick through. Lofreda, that's Madero. Brian Ford just blocked him out of it, and the All Blacks have won the ruck. It's a chance here for them. Loveridge, Dunn, cutting him again on the wing. Into Ken Stewart there quickly. Loveridge, Pumas in disarray. Perhaps he should have swung that one. 20 metres out. Ken Stewart at halfback. Eddie Dunn. Kick through for Kane. That's Capoletti, caught by Brian Ford. This is a good rush by New Zealand. And Capoletti rucked out of it there by Murray Mexted. Nice play by the New Zealand team. They looked urgent in that move. Loveridge just unable to free the ball for that second pass. There was a man between him and his 5/8. Could it be a drop kick away to the blind? Dunn running wide. That's his tactic that he's tried a couple of times. Did it beautifully against the Australians for North Auckland last year. Knocked forward by the Pumas. Loveridge got it in the end. Fraser, that's the corner. Chasing through the kick ahead by Dave Loveridge. New Zealand looked like a short line for a while. Discussion between captain and thrower. Corner flag is right there. Defensive penalty in that ruck to the Pumas. Penalties and free kicks are 4-3 to New Zealand. Time gone 29 minutes. First half, 9 points to 0. Gone to midfield, taken by Ken Stewart. Over the top. It's there. Rucked. Done. Well taken by Lofreda. It's Ure. Loveridge running wide. Infield to Fleming. Rucked, well set up. Done. Kane. Went into Travaglini. Kieran Kane still got it in there. There it is for the Pumas if they want it. Tom Ducey unsighted there. Thought the ball was buried deeper than it was. The All Blacks are going well in the last few minutes. Another tight head for Peter Sloan. Mexted to Loveridge. Infield for Mexted again. Loveridge, he's playing well. Done. Wilson up. Fraser. Oh, guess who was back? Hugo Porta to save. So the New Zealand team going great guns at the moment. Fraser out there getting a few chances and very nearly converting that one into points. He's limping. Taken by Murray Mexted. Barry Thompson, Loveridge, done. This is a variation on the kicking. Testing the Sansot again. He's not happy with that shoulder, I'm sure of that. That's Vance Stewart. What good play by the New Zealand team. Ken Stewart. Ruck ball for Loveridge. Is he stretched out far enough? He is. Look at Dave Loveridge. He stretches out and slithers across. Landing there, keeping the ball off the ground and getting across, skidding on the water. Good play. 13-0. When we think about his gymnastic try against Monmouth, you remember the one where he dived over the scrum to score on the last tour? That's his only other try for the All Blacks, so they're both of a sort of gymnastic nature, Loveridge's tries for New Zealand. It should be 15 after this kick. Pumas having a team talk over the back. 15 it is with Richard Wilson's conversion. So the Pumas now at 15. That's a little different. That's quite a bit of ground to make up. And the prospects with the All Blacks going so well of a few more perhaps before half time, which is 6 minutes away.
Thank you.
Porta blowing away from Vance Stewart. Well, I think you might agree with me that the last 10 minutes has been probably the best we've seen from an All Black team, certainly this season. Sloan trying to, you see the signal from Tom Ducey, advantage applying there. No advantage for the Pumas. So the ruling is not straight. Silva to Suarez Gache, to Porta for Capoletti's wing. Now they're getting closer. That's the first time we've been down that end. Nice little kick by Porta. Lofreda outside, and Madero, two dangerous centres. That's not a line-out infringement there. Scrum would be 15 metres in if it was. That's it. For a knock forward. Suarez Gache at the 22. Fraser doesn't seem to be limping now, just a knock on that leg. Raining again, quite heavily, driving in from the south. Peterson over the top. Sloan through. Travaglini holding him back by the shirt. And hello, Iachetti pushes Thompson out of the way. Things warming up. That's a big lead the New Zealand team have. can't expect too much more in the second half, I guess. Sloane's throw. Travaglini. Back to New Zealand, however, to Dunn. Eddie Dunn combining well again with Dave Loveridge. That's going to be a key pairing, I'm sure, on the tour of Scotland and England when that team's announced tomorrow sometime. All Blacks keen to get down into that half again. Loveridge, Dunn, nice swing passing. Kane, Wilson up from Cunningham. Brian Ford. Capoletti. See how they cover their fullback Sansot. He's just not happy with the shoulder. Here's Kieran Kane to Dunn. Wilson up again. Cunningham. Taken by Madero. Buried. Well, who said New Zealand haven't got backs that will have a go, because they really are having a lick today in conditions where you couldn't blame them for not. Good play by Brian Ford, his first real run of the series. So Loveridge to Dunn. Something on again here with Richard Wilson. Ruck ball. It's there. Dive pass in the old tradition. Dunn for Ford. Look out. A minute to go till half time. And what a good Wilson, good performance from Richard Wilson so far. Kicking well, coming up into the back line. He's a very fast runner, but not really known as a man who does come up a lot, but he's playing well today. Murray Mexted. Loveridge. This control is looking good by the New Zealand team. Some snappy footwork by Fraser and Capoletti. Bart Stewart, good work. Murray Mexted, Loveridge, Dunn, penalty. No, it's must have been knocked forward, perhaps at line-out time. Two tries to the All Blacks in the first half. Porta keeping that one in play. That's Peterson and Porter in collision. See Richard Wilson up there as well. Ken Stewart. Well laid up. Good work by Mexted. Loveridge. Piece of soap. That's Mexted in there. Kane, Fraser. Well, Sanso does not like to get in for the full tackle. You see him covering his shoulder in that run. But it was a good play again out on the right by Bernie Fraser. So, between the 22 and the goal line, and the last chance for New Zealand with the win. Injury. And it could be the shoulder of Sanso, is it? Now let's have a look. Sanso seems all right. Let's look at that move again. It skidded past Eddie Dunn. Mexted was actually out in the back line, and a good strong burst by Kieran Kane set up the pass. Now look how Sanso, the fullback, comes across, doesn't really make a tackle. He barges in, protecting one shoulder, and he just tips out Bernie Fraser. It's Madero, Rafael Madero, who's injured, with number 13, Marcelo Lafreda, club mates for the San Isidro club in Buenos Aires. So they're nearly the same age. One's 20, one's 21. They're both engineering students. Both scored a couple of tries on this tour and both played every game. Very dangerous pair. Madero taking a bump there, but he's okay. Rafael Madero. Back to this last look the All Blacks will have at the Pumas line with the wind at their backs. Injury time, first half. Tap down, well done, Loveridge. Done. Kane, Wilson up again. Over the top. That's Lofreda, I think. And that's half-time, 15-0 to the All Blacks, but is it enough? So, second half about to begin at Athletic Park. Hugo Porta kicks off. And that's what he'll be trying to do in the second half, use that wind, which is strong, behind his team now. And the big question, of course, is 15 points sufficient lead for the New Zealand team facing the breeze. But they played very well with the wind in the first half. And I think the ball's been kicked right out of Athletic Park. He kicked it so far. Yes, Kieran Kane, Eddie Dunn, both performed well in that first half. This is Hector Silva. Richard Wilson is going to have a different role, I'm sure, in the second half. And he just wanted to make sure of his touch then, did the right thing. There's not much point in going for big gain into the breeze. He's having an extremely good day, as he did last week, and he'll be hard to keep out of the New Zealand touring team now, Richard Wilson. Yaketi, good jump. Taken in by Trevor Gleaney. Barry Thompson busting, and the All Blacks have won it. Loveridge kept it low. That's Campo. Oh, miles too big. So it's no day for wingers today. This is Marcelo Campo. Taken by Yaketi. Again, the All Blacks have won it off the Pumas. Loveridge to Brian Ford. Barry Thompson now against Enrique Rodriguez. Silva getting back. Looked a little sluggish in the mud. Well kicked through by Sansot. Well, Wilson coming across. That was a good kick down the touchline by Martin Sansot. Injured player. Looks like Dave Loveridge. Very skillful little kick here by Sanso down the touchline, and only a kind of a skidding dive by Richard Wilson, which he did well. Prevented big trouble for New Zealand. New Zealand captain Dave Loveridge is injured. Just a blow on the leg. Pig farmer from Tariki, just near Inglewood. Nicknamed Trapper. And they tell me the nickname Trapper, they're great people for nicknames up in Taranaki, and I think the story is attributed to Ash Gardner, the Taranaki and ex-All Black prop, who said one day after a training run that Loveridge looked like he'd been dragged through a rat trap. So rat trap became trap, trap became Trapper, and that's his nickname, Trapper Loveridge. But however, that's just one story, could be wrong on that one. But Trapper looks as though he's ready to get back into the action. Corner flag there. Peterson. Suarez Gache, Porta, here's danger. 13. Lofreda. Yaketi. Can they stop the big man? And it just spilt forward on the line, but big Alejandro Yaketi, they got across and did stop him, but he's dangerous. He's just so big. Good little drop kick off. Brings the big Puma forwards right across the field through the mud. Lineouts in the first half were 8-7 to Argentina. It's now 10-7 to the Pumas. Good control drive. Still driving it away, the All Blacks in the maul. Haven't seen the ball for about 30 seconds. And out to Loveridge. That's good play and a good gain, and that's the way to play it really into the wind. And the All Blacks, although the Pumas are having their moments, are clearly on top. John Ashworth, John Fleming, Yaketi, Barry Thompson gets down low for the blocking position. Driving again. And Kenny Stewart, you see, clapping his teammates. They've done well in 2 good drives, and they're up in Pumas territory by 10 metres. Loveridge up the narrow side. That's good. So that's the 22 across there, and the All Blacks have got this gain through sheer hard labour. Here's the man that's egging them on, turning out to be a great little captain, Dave Loveridge. Grant Stewart high, John Fleming, Dunn, Kane, Peterson made the tackle. Dunn. Ruled ahead of the last foot of the maul. Consideration about what it's going to be. Let's look at that again. We're not really shown in our angle there just what which players were offside. So Wilson is going to have a shot. Now, we saw how well he kicked with the wind. This is going to be quite a bit harder into the gale. Let's just see how he goes, how far he can get it. 7 minutes, second half. So it really didn't get up to the 22. Bit of an optical illusion there. The ball actually went up in the air and held and blew back. Right, Mexted. Didn't find Fraser. Big Vance Stewart from Christchurch, 30 years of age, the father of 5 children. Dunn. Kane. Suarez Gache, Porta. I think that's the first time on tour that Hugo Porta has dropped one. So we'll mark that as an occasion of some sort. Loveridge. Kicks are low. They've got to be. Oh, what a great kick by Loveridge. The All Blacks have come up already closer than the Pumas got in their 40 minutes. Into the breeze. Good play again by Dave Loveridge. Cavaglini, loose ball. That's Fleming. The goal line is right there. Knocked forward. Defensive put in for the Pumas. They're looking a bit worried now. The Blacks have not let up from that last quarter-hour effort they put in the first half. Porta. Oh, he got that around to Cappelletti. But it was ruled a forward pass. And Porta complaining to Tom Ducey about that decision. Good chance for New Zealand. Suarez Gache better not be too quick. Mixed it. Lost the ball. Just too slippery. Lost it forward. Free kick against the New Zealand front row. Senso. Ashworth deflects. Pumas still back in their own half, and that you can see how unused the field is because it wasn't used in the first half when the All Blacks spent that camped in the Pumas half at the other end of the field. See how the different look of the field up in that half. No change since half-time. 2 tries to Cunningham and Loveridge. 2 conversions and a penalty to Richard Wilson. Now they're going to drive again. This is what they did so well in the last couple. That's the voice of Dave Loveridge. You hear egging them on. And don't you just love that? Now, that's wet weather rugby, and it's pretty grim. But it's the way to play into such a strong wind, and these are the men that are doing it. Fleming, Ashworth, Vance Stewart, Barry Thompson, the big tight men in here. Suarez Gache, charged down by Sloan. So the All Blacks are undeniably on top in this match at 15-0, and in the play about the field. Their forward pack is just too good at the moment. Vance Stewart deflects to John Fleming. Off to Ken Stewart. Bit of trouble in there, just not too much to worry about. But Argentinians getting a bit frustrated, I think, that they can't take better part in this match. Mike Burgoyne and Thomas Peterson. Let's hope that frustration that the Pumas must be feeling at the moment doesn't boil over to violence. I think that'll be the message from Tom Ducey, just to cool it, chaps. A difficult day for a referee today. Silva. Suarez Gache. Down to Fraser. Madero made the tackle. It's just on Puma's side of halfway. Now it's in New Zealand territory. Eddie Dunn back to cover Kieran Kane. That's Kieran Kane, his debut today. An extremely good first half. It's the first time he's seen it in the second. Loveridge playing the narrow side extremely well. Capoletti with the big kick. Richard Wilson covering. So out on the full. Time gone. 14 minutes, second half. That was one that went in from the Pumas and it came out the New Zealand side. We go back for the scrum again. Suarez Gache, Porta, Brian Ford with Madero on him. Campo, Wilson kicks ahead to Porta. Trying to make something for his team in a desperate situation now. Let's see, what is this? Players did not retire from the 10-metre circle ahead of that kick by Porta, so defensive play and relief for the All Blacks. So New Zealand have denied the Pumas points in the first quarter hour of the second half into the wind. Remember, the first points for New Zealand didn't come until 18 minutes. They are on top. They've had an extremely good half an hour in the match. Suarez Gache, Mike Burgoyne through. New Zealand over the top. Dunn. Into Mexted. To Ken Stewart. Jumping in for the layup. Loveridge. Dunn. There are a lot of good things about this All Black performance this afternoon. People are not just clapping their hands to keep them warm. They're admiring the very well set up and executed play by the New Zealand team. Eddie Dunn too, playing his part in that a lot during this match. So I think all these players at the moment doing their reputations no harm at all, with the touring team to be announced tomorrow. The wind howling in, 30-knot gusts. It's cold. Mexted takes it down. Driving it through. You see the happy faces in the background admiring these drives by the New Zealand forwards in the second half. They're just battling their way up the touchlines in the wind, and that's the way to do it, because if you kick it, as we saw from Richard Wilson, it's not going to go far. There is Kobo. Here is Kobo. Yaketi. Peter Sloan, Loveridge. Little burst there, Mike Burgoyne. High ball behind him. Loveridge everywhere. That was Vance Stewart. Laid up. Eddie Dunn's playing halfback. Out to Campo. New Zealand have got it. Loveridge to Brian Ford. John Fleming. Tremendous play by the New Zealand team. It's there. Peter Sloan rucks it. Loveridge seems to have a lot of time today. So again, that New Zealand pack smashing attack after attack at the Pumas, who are holding them, but only just. Suarez Gache, Porta. He's finding it hard to hold on to as well. That's the second time we've seen Porta gesture strongly at the referee after he knocked the ball on. I just don't understand that one. It's clearly knocked forward from his hands. Neckstead. Hands grappling for the ball. Loveridge. Dunn. Cunningham lost it forward. Advantage being played. Madero. Good work by Rafael Madero, who took the pressure off his team's line following the knock forward by Gary Cunningham. That's Madero. New Zealand have come up in the line-out count almost equal now with the Pumas, and cleanly won ball. Perez Kobo kicks through. Dunn. That's one for the Pumas for the same reason that they were penalised before. And here's a chance for Porta to put them on the board. Yes. Pumas on the board. Hugo Porta. 74 points on the tour for him from only 8 games. Remember, the New Zealand team scored their first points in the first half of the win after 18 minutes. Pumas took 20. Shanso. That's Brian Ford from Sanso's kick. So the All Blacks will not be keen to concede any more points, because then it gets to the worrying stage. Knocked forward. It's in. Richard Wilson.
So the Pumas putting a little stake out for the match here with this attack, which they would dearly like to turn into points. Loveridge again running the blind side, pushing it up the touchline. It's, as the Australians would say, hard yakka into the wind, but the All Blacks have done it so very well in the second half. 23 minutes gone. Suarez Gache balloons it to Porta. Not straight. Just the Pumas penalty so far in the second half. Time is running out for them. That's Enrique Rodriguez. Loveridge again, going for the touchline, running right across to it, then kicking. Lost forward by Enrique Rodriguez, the front row prop forward. The man they say you should really say his name with a trill, kind of Rodriguez, but I can't manage that one. But it's a useful prop forward the Pumas have in Rodriguez. He's number 1, 16 stone 12. There he is, number 1, Enrique Rodriguez, 16 stone 12 and only 5 feet 10. Got the right credentials. Good work by Yaketi. Periscopo drives, turned over nicely for Suarez Gache. Looks like it was ruled not straight. Corner flag there. Oh, that could be out and goal. It is out and goal. 5-metre scrum. Done under a bit of pressure on his left boot. Now the Pumas are in with a chance here from their own loose head. 5-metre scrum. And Porta able to do his magic, putting the first real pressure on the New Zealand line. Let's watch and see what they can cook up from the set play. Well, New Zealand won it off them on the loose head. It's there. Pumas thought they had scored it, perhaps. So the situation remains the same. Trying for the weight. Silva lost it forward. Yes, lost it forward. The hands go up. Was lost forward over the line. Drop out from the 22, I think. So the All Blacks turn back that chance as well. Dunn kicks low. Yaketi. 3 to get him down. Well, Yaketi not really dominating the play, perhaps just not quite in, well, missing his brother, perhaps not quite the force today that he was in the other matches on the tour. 26 minutes, second half. Suarez Gache running wide, the in pass to Peterson. Forwards onto the loose ball. Now Loveridge.
Dave Loveridge having a simply superb match behind the New Zealand pack. And I think he's carrying a bit of a leg injury too. But that was clever little soccer play up the touchline.
And the final score, South Canterbury 13, Otago 6.
So interesting score there. South Canterbury 13, Otago 6 final score. Suarez Gache out to Porta. Now they must try something. It's a high ball out towards the left. Peterson's onto it. Sanso was up looking for the pass. That's Ernesto Ure. Sanso, a high kick. Richard Wilson. Loveridge back again. Travaglini blocked him off, and I think Dave Loveridge has had a few bumps today. He's getting up a little gingerly, playing the game of his life. But it's not over. In defence, Yaketi. 11 minutes left. 11 more minutes of battling into this howling Wellington southerly. But it must be still on for the Pumas to score here. Loveridge. Wilson, he did the right thing. Touched it down. Made a few yards. So the Pumas, if they don't score from these positions, they'll lose the match. It's as simple as that. It's 3 times they've had the loose head at close scrums and have achieved nothing so far. Ten minutes left. Suarez Gache, Porta. Eddie Dunn and Kieran Kane looked after Porta. Sanso. Good work by Ford. Loveridge. Dunn's quick hands to Cunningham. Ruck ball. The All Blacks getting back to that earlier good control. That's Campo. Richard Wilson's kick just hooking out in the wind. Inside the last 10 minutes. 7 points today for Richard Wilson. At the 22, Yaketi's tap to Perez Kobo. Suarez Gache to Porta. Got away from Stewart. Yaketi. Advantage being played, I think. See Tom Ducey's signal. Loveridge. Again, a good kick by Dave Loveridge. Going back again to have a look. Injured All Black down there. This is Mike Burgoyne, I think. It's Burgoyne from Awanui in the far north, and that's the club that supplied Peter Jones to the All Blacks. So probably the most northern All Black since Jones. And that wind, as you can see, continues to roar in. So the All Black machine relentlessly grinding its way out of trouble.
Mixed it off, caught by Alfredo Suarez-Gache. New Zealand making progress forward, get the loose head. Nothing much Hugo Porta can do at the moment for his team's cause. Mixed it off. Every little yard counts to get out of their own half and to deny the Pumas time with the ball to chip away at that 12-point lead. New Zealand selectors watching from the stand. Now Suarez-Gache. He really had time to get it to Porta, but he chose not to. Ernesto Ure. Ken Stewart in there. Over the top, Loveridge. Sanso inside the 22. That's not out. John Fleming. Here's the drive again. New Zealand going forward, get the loose head. Another good All Black forward surge. The man getting up last was the man that led it from the Marison Pats Club, the champion club here in Wellington, John Fleming. Rain driving into the park now. It's a miserable place to be at the moment. Except, of course, if you're admiring the All Black performance here, because they've played so well in the first half and the last quarter hour and have done so well playing into this wind. They're on the good patch of Athletic Park at the moment. Ken Stewart. Penalties and free kicks are 6 each. Didn't really use the wind to best advantage that time. Halfway to the left. Suarez-Gache in front of Porta to Madero. It's impossible to handle. Let's see what Tom Ducey says. The first knock-on came from New Zealand's Gary Cunningham. 5 minutes left, just a little more. Against the New Zealand front row, Porta. Richard Wilson. McKetty. Now underneath all that is a New Zealand player. And it was Richard Wilson who had to stop 19 stone charging forward and did it. Suarez-Gache. Ford. Advantage will apply. Ford gets in, Scraggs his man. But ruled a knock-on against Brian Ford. Out on the left wing. .22 metres flag in the background. Porta. Lofreda. Kane. Loveridge. Sanso. Lots of black shirts back. Murray Mexted made the catch. It's gone to the Pumas though. Porta. Marcelo Lofreda, there he is. He lost it forward. Sure, the Pumas will be extremely disappointed that they've not ever been able to get into this match. Loveridge shovels it out, and the grind begins again for the All Blacks to get out of their defensive zone. Hello, the Pumas have gone for a change this time, rather late in the game, but they've gone for shortened lineouts. 3 of them. Yaketi. Van Stewart down. Perhaps it didn't go 5 metres. (15-3). Hector Silva looking sluggish now. Oh, Ken Stewart looked offside and was. Now, what's Porta going to try? He's going to have a shot. Just 2 minutes left. No trouble at all. The gap closes a bit, and Porta looks at the scoreboard to see how much time to go. It shows about a minute, a fraction more, 15 points to 6. And you know, the Argentinian Pumas have never scored a try against the All Blacks. They didn't in 1976 in 2 matches, and they have not yet scored a try against them in this series. So it looks like the New Zealanders may keep that record intact until the next meeting between Argentina and the All Blacks in 1983. Wilson kicks out almost into injury time. There was a story around Dunedin last Saturday that the New Zealand selectors had made this their A team, and the other players who played in the internationals against France and Australia and were beaten would have to play their way in to get on the tour of England. Well, I think that's been more or less confirmed today. I think these 15 can say that they have done nothing to harm their reputations in this match today. In injury time, good control play by the All Blacks. Loveridge to Kane. And the ball is out. The All Blacks played good rugby with the wind in the first half, and led by this man, Dave Loveridge, they grounded out in the second half and won the match by 15 points to 6. It was a splendid game for the All Blacks, a return to driving forward play, but it was exactly the right recipe, I think you will agree, in the very difficult weather conditions. And the difference between the two teams was, in the end, the fact that the All Blacks played so well in the wet, and the Pumas really had no idea about playing in such muddy conditions and with such a strong wind. However, the series is over. Some friendly embraces between the players of both sides, and the Pumas have finished their series with New Zealand with a defeat, 15 to 6. It was a splendid win for New Zealand, led by their captain Dave Loveridge. The tries for New Zealand were scored by Gary Cunningham in the first half after 25 minutes. Dave Loveridge scored one under the bar after 31 minutes. Richard Wilson kicked 2 conversions and an excellent penalty goal, and led 15-0 at half-time. The second half scoring were just 2 penalties to the Pumas by Hugo Porta, and as yet the Pumas have yet to score a try against the All Blacks. So New Zealand extends their winning sequence against the Pumas to 4. In 1976 in Argentina, they won by 21-9 and 26-6, and here in New Zealand 18-9 last week and 15-6 today. So we hope in a moment to be able to talk to the victorious New Zealand captain, Dave Loveridge. And in fact, it looks like Loveridge is with us now on the sideline with commentator John Nielsen.
Well, Dave, you've dashed across here. We've been very, very quick. Well done. A tremendous effort. 2-0 up in the series. At which stage during the game do you feel that you really won?
When the final whistle went,
Conditions really were pretty atrocious out there. You had a laid out plan for this game?
yes, well, we wanted to, if we had the win, we wanted to get points early, and it took us a while to get them, and we were a bit worried a few minutes before half time. We didn't know whether 9 points would be enough, and we managed to get to 15 and held on to win.
Yeah. Well, Dave, let's say we won't keep you out in the cold, and I know the boys will be thrilled with this. So well done, congratulations from everybody, and let's hope that the All Black selection comes up good for everybody.
Thanks very much.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much.